Have you ever felt like life is working against you? That no matter how hard you try, obstacles keep appearing, and every time you think you've overcome one challenge, another one takes its place? You're not alone. Everyone faces struggles, painful moments of uncertainty, loss, and hardship. But what if I told you that your struggles are not meant to break you? That they are, in fact, stepping stones towards something greater? God never wastes pain. Every tear you have shed, every disappointment you have faced, and every battle you have fought, God sees it all. And He is working behind the scenes, turning your struggles into blessings. Today, we will dive deep into this truth, how God transforms your pain into purpose, your trials into triumphs, and your struggles into blessings. Stay with me, and by the end of this video, I hope you will see your challenges in a whole new light. We all go through storms in life. Sometimes they come suddenly, without warning, a job loss, a failed relationship, a devastating diagnosis. Other times they are long, drawn-out battles that drain our strength, making us wonder if we'll ever see the sun again. When the storms of life hit, it's easy to feel lost. We cry out to God, "Why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this?" But have you ever noticed that storms don't last forever? The rain eventually stops, the clouds clear, and the sun shines again. This is the nature of our struggles. They are temporary, but God's plan for you is eternal. Take the story of Joseph in the Bible. He was a young boy, full of dreams, but his own brothers betrayed him. They threw him into a pit and sold him into slavery. Can you imagine the pain he must have felt? The people he trusted the most turned against him. And as if that wasn't enough, after working hard and staying faithful, he was falsely accused and thrown into prison. At that moment, it must have felt like life was against him. But what Joseph didn't know was that every setback was setting him up for a greater purpose. Years later, he became the second most powerful man in Egypt. The very people who betrayed him had to come to him for help. Joseph's struggles weren't in vain. God was using them to prepare him for something bigger. The same is true for you. Your struggle today is not the end of your story. It is the foundation of your breakthrough. Pain is one of the most difficult things to understand. When we are hurting, it's hard to see the bigger picture. But God does. Think about gold. Before it becomes something valuable, it has to go through fire. It has to be melted, refined, and purified. The same is true for us. Sometimes God allows us to go through struggles because He is refining us. Every tear, every disappointment, every moment of heartache is shaping you into the person you were meant to be. In the Bible, Job was a man who had everything, wealth, family, and health. But in an instant, he lost it all. His friends turned away, his body was covered in sores, and he sat in ashes, questioning everything. But even in his suffering, Job refused to curse God. He held on to his faith, even when he didn't understand. And in the end, God restored everything he had lost and gave him even more than before. Maybe right now you feel like Job. Maybe you've lost something dear to you, and you're wondering if you'll ever be whole again. Let me tell you this, God is not done with you. He is preparing something greater than you can imagine. Sometimes when we pray for a breakthrough, we expect an immediate answer. But God doesn't always work on our timeline. Imagine a child asking their parent for something they're not ready for. A car, for example. A loving parent wouldn't hand the keys to a 5-year-old, not because they don't want their child to have a car, but because the child isn't ready. God is the same way. He knows what's best for you, and He sees the bigger picture. The delay in your blessing is not a denial. It's preparation. Think about David. He was anointed as king when he was just a young shepherd, but he didn't immediately take the throne. Instead, he went through years of struggle, hiding in caves, running for his life, facing enemies. God was preparing him. When the time was right, David stepped into his destiny. Maybe God is preparing you right now. What you see as a delay is actually God's way of making sure you're ready for the blessings ahead. Trusting God in the midst of struggles is not easy. It requires faith, the kind of faith that says, "I don't understand, but I trust you." Isaiah 41 verse 10 reminds us, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. God's hand is on your life. Even in the darkest moments, He is guiding you. Even when you feel abandoned, He is with you. Your struggle today is leading you to something greater. Hold on. Keep trusting. Your blessing is coming. No matter what struggles you face, remember that God is working behind the scenes, turning your pain into purpose. Every hardship is a step toward something greater. Just like Joseph, Job, and David, your trials are shaping you for blessings beyond your imagination. Trust in God's perfect timing, even when you don't understand. He sees your tears, hears your prayers, and holds your future in His hands. Keep the faith, keep going, and know that your breakthrough is coming. God is faithful, and He will turn your struggles into blessings in ways you never expected. Your story isn't over.